welcome to the Kindred Essence Tarot and to my latest reading, which is about who is your mortal enemy from another life who you just might know in this life. So look at the three piles and feel into what pile resonates the most for you to figure out who is your mortal enemy from another life who you just might know in this life. So we've got pile number one, the pile number one, the nail clipper pile. So I just had a brain fart moment. The nail clipper pile, and we've got pile number two, the black rock pile. We've got the shiny black rock right here, and pile number three, the money in the jar pile. So see what pile resonates the most for you to see who is your enemy from another life who you just might know in this life. So let's get started. Pile number one, the nail clipper pile. Who is your enemy from another life who you just might know in this life? We've got the gateway to meditation. Interesting. We're already starting off on an interesting note there with meditation. The world. And just so you know, I combined two card decks just to add nuance to my reading. The Three of Swords in reversed. The King of Wands. Okay, we're already getting a character out here. We're already getting a character. And King of Cups. Ooh, two kings together. Very fascinating. So let's get a picture of who your enemy is in another life that you might know in this life. Okay, fascinating. And then Nine of Pentacles. Okay, I think I'm getting an indication of what occurred in this past life and how it might connect to this life even. Okay, so somebody, I'm getting a picture that somebody, okay, let me make sure all the cards are in the frame. I want all the cards to be in the frame. So I'm getting a picture of a man with the king. Could be a woman, but it feels more man-like energy, who is very domineering, and he possibly killed you for your money or your wealth or for some other reason. We've got the Three of Swords here, and when you got involved with him, he promised you the world. He promised you the world. He promised that you would go into wonderful, higher, higher dimensions of bliss and completion and what you truly wanted, what your soul truly wanted. So he was very good. We got the King of Cups in the reverse. The King of Cups in reverse can be very emotionally manipulative. So this man convinced you that you could go through these wonderful gateways, have the world, but instead, okay, what I'm getting is he did this to in your life. He broke your heart with his lies and his manipulation and his aggressive, abusive behavior. So he cut you. We got the nail cutter. That's why we've got the nail cutter. He cut you in different ways, and I'm hearing it was worse in another life. You probably know this from a person in this life. He very emotionally manipulative, very abusive in some cases, either emotionally abusive or emotionally manipulative, emotionally abusive, and even physically abusive, or both. But the thing is you have a very strong distrust in this life because of people, because you've had these imprints of not only in this life but in past lives of people promising you the world, saying, "Oh, we're going to go on this wonderful adventure," and just promising the world that just an expansive spiritual energy that you sought. But instead, I'm hearing in another life, he killed you, sometimes for your wealth. I hear because the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, but sometimes, yeah, he killed you. He cut you, right? He cut you, and other times, it was something. He cut you. He might have cut you literally. I'm hearing with the swords. We've got two swords here. I mean, he may have did some sort of disfigurement to you in some way. So you may have been paranoid of this person in this life, but I'm hearing you're involved with him in some capacity in this life, and it was more like a broken heart. But you sense the energy of in a past life where he did do some major damage to you with the swords, right? He cut you. He Let's see the Gypsy Oracle card. Let me reach behind me and get the Gypsy Oracle card. Okay. Okay, let's see. I got three from the. Let's see what we've got here. Young woman. Yes, he married you when you were a young woman, And I'm hearing in those times, right, in the past, woman did not, he married you in a time, okay, this is what I'm getting. I'm getting he married you, you're a woman, and he married you in a time, and this is a very classic, example from the past, right? He made, like, woman didn't have, past life incarnations. Like, you didn't have any, there was a time period where women didn't have any power. They didn't have any, say over the finances, right? I've got the nine of pentacles in reverse, which is independence monetarily. So yeah, not only did he, and I'm hearing in some cases he killed you for your money, but it's more like you didn't have the financial, like, women were not equals as they are now. Like, we're lucky now in this time period, and because there's different, different epochs of time, right? Many different epochs of time that we're not aware of. But he had the, like, so he had the money, the wealth, and the power, so he could do what he wanted, right? He became very much a bully. He did what he wanted. And you were a young woman who was sort of, I don't want to say forced, but into that circumstances by the time, right? You didn't have the power, the wealth. Like, women didn't have the means to obtain as much wealth like they do today. So you were kind of really forced into it. So I'm hearing that you got involved with this person in some capacity. It could be a partner, it could be a friend, could be even, I'm hearing a family member. You kind of sense you had this dynamic in a past life, some sort of, but I'm hearing it was worse. But so very much this life is about gaining your power, very much about gaining your power and realizing that you are powerful in this life. Reunion. So yes, you had a reunion with this person in this life, and I'm hearing it was not pleasant. It was not. You had a past life. I call them past life reunions. That's what I'll call them, because we meet people again that we've known before from sometimes great circumstances, sometimes not so good circumstances, and we meet them again, and and then basically, so you met them again, and but I'm hearing in this time you were more powerful than you were in this past life, and he didn't like that, the person that you encountered, whether it's a family member, friend, or a romantic partner. It's like he met you, and he didn't. In the back of his mind, he was like, "Well, I had all this power over this person in this past life, and now I don't have it. We're in a different time period now. We're in a different time period now, so." What's with that? What's with that? So I'm hearing he could be of various levels of emotional manipulation and emotional aggressive abuse, various levels of it in this life. But it was less than that. It was the let me tell you, it was better than last time, because last life, because we're in a different time now, right? There's women's shelter. Not to say it's easy in this time either, but at the very, I mean, we're certainly still in a lot of dark ages, I would say. But it was like you were in a time when when you have more power in this. Like, women can make money. They can, there's at least there's some rudimentary network of help, or there's supposed to be, for dealing with stuff, right? There's more so than there was in the past, or in this particular past that I'm picking up, at least, right? So we go through different epochs of time, and yeah, so that's what I get. Interesting. And how can you recognize this person in this life? Let me um and I think you already do, but I'm just going to get some. I think you probably already know who this person is, who picked this pile. But let's see. Five of Cups. Interesting. So it's someone who. Let me get some more clarifier. It's somebody who, Page of Wands. Okay, I'm getting a picture. It's somebody who's very, almost, okay, because I'm getting the I got okay, I'm getting a picture now, because the King of Wands. So the person was the King of Wands in the past life. They had the power, combined with the King of Cups in reverse, very emotionally manipulative. But in this life, they're a watered down. Huh, interesting. I'm getting a watered down version of the King of Wands. A watered down version of the King of Wands. So that would be the Page of Wands. So they were obnoxious, but so that's what I'm getting. You'll know them because like I said before, they're a watered down version. Somebody who tries to control you. Somebody who tries to control by whatever I'm getting, whatever aggressive means they had access to, which was less so in the past life, and because they could not access the aggressive means that they had access to in the past life to control you. They went to the emotional manipulation, and the younger version or a less powerful version of the King of Wands is it's the King of Wands, and the Page is the beginning. It goes Page, Queen, or Page, Knight, Queen, and Wand. So this is the beginning, the smaller version. Page of Wands, King of Wands, right? The smaller version. So that's what I'm getting with the cups. It's a watered down version. And they don't like that. In the back of their head they have this thing, well, they feel kind of disappointed that they had it is really a messed up interpretation of the Five of Cups. It's different than I normally get. So that they were disappointed because they saw, this is what I'm seeing. I'm hearing this is they're kind of okay, this is what I'm getting. This is kind of disturbing. But I'm getting they had power over you, so they're kind of in the back of their head. This is unconscious, right? This is going on in their mind. They're not going to be recognizing this consciously, but they're like, oh, I had control over them in the past life. These Three of Cups that are, you see the Three of Cups called, that's the Five of Cups, right? The Three of Cups is, Three of Cups, they're kind of sad about something, these cups that are falling over and not looking at the Two of Cups. So they're in the past life, they're saying, oh, I had all this power over this person with these Three of Cups in reverse. I had all these power over this person. And they're thinking, but in this life, I don't have the power. So they kind of go to the page, they kind of go to a lesser version of aggression. Whatever they can do in this life, they do, but it's not what they could do in another life. Fascinating. And that's often what happens, right? You go into different times. And Queen of Cups, and I'm hearing, yeah, you were the Queen of Cups in the and they were very very abusive, and they were very crappy to you in a past life. And the Queen of Cups, I'm seeing that woman again. They're a woman, and just sort of the sense of, yeah, they promised you the world, but it was not the King of Cups was in reverse. He was not upright, and it was not a good thing. Let me tell you that. So yeah, they want it in the back of their mind. They're like, oh, I had so much power over this person in the past life. I'm so sad about that. Now I don't have the power, and it's a watered down version of what that they once were. I hope that makes sense. But quite interesting. The past life. I'm sure you probably know who this is in this life. Maybe put that in the comment section if you know who this. Or not. Don't say their name. Obviously, don't say their name or anything about them. But if this resonated with you, um, let let me know in the comment section. Maybe give it a like. Maybe check out my other videos. Perhaps subscribe if that is something. If you like all my other videos, check them out. See if it's worth it for you to subscribe. And hope that was helpful to you. And yeah, you're empowered now. And that lifetime was meant to be a contrast for the power you have now. That's what I'm hearing. The last closing words for that. So that's what we've got for pile number 1. Pile number 2 is the black rock pile. Black. So we've got a nice shiny black rock. I believe it's an obsidian. It takes all the negative energy sucks all the negative energy out of situations. I believe that's what it does. So we've got the Two of Pentacles. We've got oh, holy moly, another Two of Pentacles. So this is what I like using two decks. I combined two decks, the Rider Waite and then what is it called again? A Krull or Connolly deck, I believe that's what it's called. But because then you get confirmation, and sometimes you'll get cards so fascinating. We've got the Two of Pentacles and another Two of Pentacles. So two of Pentacles. We've got the two different, I'll show you the two different renditions of it right here. But since they're beside each other, plus they ended up in this same pile, and the beginning of the pile, I'm assuming they're going to be quite important. We've got the King of Wands, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, and we've got the Tower. Oh, fascinating. The Wheel of Fortune and the Tower. All right, let me see, make sure this is all neat and organized. so you can see all of them. So, okay, so we've got, let's tune in. Okay, I'm not, okay, let's tune in. Okay, the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles, let's see, what else, what does that mean? So I'm getting a King of Wands, so that's the central figure in this past life. With the Two of Pentacles, uh, so the, okay, I said I'm getting the Five of Pentacles. Okay, I'm getting this person in the past life, your mortal enemy. I'm hearing you may hate them very much because they juggled you. I'm hearing that they were very there were many lives where they were not true to you, where they were not, yeah, they were not true to you, and they did not see you as a person. So that's what makes you, it makes them your kind of mortal enemy in this life, is that they they didn't see you, and they didn't, interesting, they didn't hear you, they didn't see you. It was very obstructed, and there's always just this misunderstanding, like you never get on the same, you never get on the same page, and it's like, um interesting. But I'm gonna get some more because I know there's more to it than this. But okay, the Emperor. So it's sort of like they really, okay, I'm getting another thread for this. They really, there's somebody who really likes to control their territory. I'm getting the Emperor over the King, so I'm getting this image of a square, and they really like to control their territory, and they're very territorial in some way. It could have been over you, but it was like their area, and it was sort of like, I'm hearing that they didn't see you as a person, so they killed people that were dear to you. And you may know the way you may know this as a hated boss in this life. That's what I'm getting. A hated boss. I hear it sometimes, in some cases, a hated grandpa, but a lot of cases it's a hated boss. Somebody who's very territorial. Somebody who sees things um, the only their way, and they didn't see you as a person, and they didn't see you as a person, and um they're very much, okay, I'm hearing they're very much into their finances. Very much into their finances, and they could be the same way, just very dogmatic about juggling their finances, and that's the most important thing. Yeah, because the Two of Pentacles are they're very much, they're very, okay, what I'm getting, they're super focused on their pentacles all the time. And I'm hearing that they're so focused on that sometimes it's easy to mess with this person because they're so focused on one pentacle. They don't see what's happening over here. They're so focused on one pentacle. We've got the two of pentacles. See what else? So they caused, I hear they caused great misfortune for you in a past life, and in this life they could have caused you financial misfortune as well too, or always never, if it's a boss, or it could even be a landlord. I mean, a boss, someone in authority that caused people close to you to die because they were so narrow-minded. Somebody who's looked for in your life is very narrow-minded, sociopathic, and they sort of, they only think about their finances, right? So I hear it's easy to, they've got a one-track mind, so it's easy to like sort of mess with them because they're so focused on that, on getting what they want, acquisition, constantly juggling something. Right? I see the boat in the background. I'm drawn to the boat in the background. It's sort of like they're always going on journeys of acquisition. But yeah, they caused a horrible twist of fate. I'm hearing the Wheel of Fortune. They caused a horrible twist of fate, or what felt like a twist of fate, but it was really to do with their actions, where they caused people that you love to die. So you may have this anger at this person. There may be people at work who also hate this person. I'm hearing that if it's interesting, I'm getting a workplace thread where this it could be this. Okay, this is what I'm getting. Very fascinating. I'm hearing that it's like at work, it's sort of like it's mutually hated. Like it's like a couple of people or even more dislike this boss, and there's a dynamic of really disliking this boss because had a really negative, they really had a negative effect on people, um, several of you, not just you, but several of you. So it's in this repeated dynamic where this person just really wants to get money. The King of Wands, they're very dominating, bossy, bossy. They would say that they're passionate, but people would say they're dominating and bossy, right? And they really did a number on, they hurt people. And then at the same, you're like, I hear that there's a cluster of you at work who've been hurt by the same person. There's authority figure at work, or someone at work, and you all just don't like this person because you sort of, this dynamic is, you were in this cluster at work, were were harmed by this person. You were together in a past life, harmed by this person, and or it could be, in some cases, she, mostly it's kind of a male energy, but I'm hearing in some cases it could be like a the devil wears Prada vibes type thing. So it could have been a male, now they're a female in this life, or vice versa. But this is just sort of the energy of like sort of a dominating figure, and they carry that into this life, and you both you kind of cluster together and have this hate on for this person because they did bad things in the past life, and they're to continue to not pay you fairly, not be good in this life. But it's not, they're not going to kill anyone close to you in this life, thank goodness. But it's like they did that in the past life because of their actions, and they were just so focused on what they were doing. So I just see them just so focused on these pentacles, so focused, and they're so, again, they had this mindset of being focused on these pentacles so much that they do actions to harm other people. Like they don't care. I'm hearing plague, like they they're like they shut people out so they die of the plague, or they didn't give people medical. They were just so dogmatic that they didn't give them help or any shelter, or there was a battle, or they killed people in order to maintain their four corners. So I'm hearing this as four. I'm hearing, when I hear this rock, I'm hearing this really dark energy of like ominous energy with the Empire, just very much like dominant. So yeah, you may know this person. I'm hearing work landlord who's very adamant unfeeling, very adamant. It could be a grandpa, but somebody who's very unfeeling, and they're just so focused. They don't have any emotions in them except for maintaining their four corners. And because of that, it led to bad effects in the past life. But they're just so focused. Let's see if I can get else. Yeah, get anything else with the Two of Pentacles. So that showed up twice. Super important. I'm gonna go to the Gypsy Oracle deck right here. We got 5 from the bottom. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what we got. Pleasure seekers. So it's sort of like I'm getting a darker, insidious. Like I'm hearing in some cases they really they juggled a whole bunch of. I'm hearing in some cases you were involved with them, and they were just so fixated on whatever they wanted that they were just um, they were just like have relations with anybody. I'm hearing like they were just very um, you know, like just kind of like that, juggling different people, juggling different women because they could, because they had the means to. They had, I'm getting people, and getting, they got the financial means to, so they would juggle young women. Yeah, so could have various, because they had the money to. They could juggle lots of. So if you're involved with this person, you may have anger. They may feel like your enemy because they were just never true to you. They were always juggling different people in this path, always juggling different people and different merchant. Yeah, so they had, like I said before, they had a lot of money, so they had the means to do merchant. So they just always on their pentacle. They were focused on their root chakra, money and sex, or one of the either of those. They were just so focused on their root chakra, and that they didn't see anything else, and they didn't care about the damage that they inflicted on other people. And let's see, a house. Yeah, they're very much about their controlling and dominating, and their root chakra. That's what I'm getting. So they're just a very much enemy, and in some cases yeah, they didn't see you as a person. So that's why they're your enemy. And let's see, we've got servant. In some cases, you had to serve them and their diabolical plans that I'm hearing, and I'm hearing just like it's sort of like the same dynamic of you having to serve them could sometimes have been um, you know, occurred in this life too. Like I keep on seeing like this authority figure, a bunch of you at work don't like, and it's like you both feel this energy of serving this diabolical, just this diabolical, pentacle juggling, money obsessed, root chakra obsessed person, and you basically um, you're with this person again from that past life, and it happens. Fortune, yeah, fortune. Pulled that out. Fortune. They're very much about building an empire. Like I just get Darth Vader vibes, like building an empire, and yeah, we've got. So that's all we've got. I think you'll recognize who this person is in this life. So I'm hearing just knowing who this person is, this emperor, this king of wands in this life, will help you. And I'm hearing just, if you're curious, just ask for it to be shown to you in dreams so you can sort of know what the past life is. And I'm hearing in some cases there's no reasoning with this person in this life. There's in a lot of cases there just isn't. They've got a core personality that's almost the same as this past life. So just what I'm hearing is just sort of um so just sort of I'm hearing ignore them as best you can and just work on your own sanity. That's what I'm hearing. Work on your own sanity, your own self, and you'll know who this person is. I think you will. That's all we've got. Maybe give it a like or comment if you felt this resonated with your experience with this particular person, as enemy from a past life. And yeah, check out my reading, see if it's worth it to like or just subscribe. See, like, check out the playlist section, see my other topics, and see if it's worth it for you to subscribe. But that's all we got for pile number 2. And let's move on to pile number 3. Your mortal enemy from the past life. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. The Fool in reverse. The Sun upright. The Ace of Cups upright. Two of Wands upright, and Justice. Interesting. So Justice in reverse. That would immediately indicate that something there is very okay. So what I'm getting immediately is a very slimy person who you may know. And that so I'm getting the word slimy ace, and I'm getting that the Ace of Cups is reversed. Somebody, okay, somebody who's presents themselves. This is what I'm getting. They present themselves is they take people for a fool. They pretend to be a giving, I'm getting the word communal narcissist, right, with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. They take people for a fool. They pretend that they're sort of this communal giving narcissists. Oh, they're so great. They're so wonderful with the Sun, right? They're just so wonderful. That's the image that they present. But they're very slimy and emotionally manipulative. They're always trying to get like as much sort of riches as possible. They could be like a love scammer. They're trying to get as much riches as possible through emotional manipulation with because the emotional card, Ace of Cups, emotional manipulation. They're always like, oh, make a decision. I feel an energy of like always like being like um make a decision. um are you going to do this or not? Like very slimy manipulation. Like they'll come up like they're holding the world in their hand, but they've got it. Okay, they'll come up like they have a they're holding the world in their hand, but really they have a knife behind their back. And there was an injustice that happened in the past life that, but you'll know this person. I'm starting with how you know this person in this life, and it's sort of like a slimy person, like kind of a slimy, emotionally manipulative, who presents himself as the Sun, like cheery, social, communal, narcissist, giving, who takes people for a fool. Like I hear a fool and their money or easily parted. So they look for people who they consider almost sociopathic, financial scamming vibes in some cases, or love. They may marry for money. I'm getting that's a big thing, but the Fool in reverse. They take people for fools. They pretend to be giving when they're not, and they present as the sun, like, oh, you're the best thing in the world, because the sun is the best, almost one of the best cards in the deck, but it's really lots of emotional manipulation, nothing true. They've got a knife behind their back, and something went wrong in a past life. I get that with the justice in reverse, which is, injustice. But let's see what happened in the past life. But I just thought I'd start how you know them in this life. Young woman. Let's see. Let's see. Messenger. Let's see what else I get. I got Sigh. Let's see if I can get some more cards here. Uh, so I got Child. So I hear that they're an immortal enemy because they left you with a child, and they left you with um like a child. They saddled you with responsibility, and you were almost out on the street. Like they were very terrible to you, and you had to have, in some cases you had a child and you were out in the street. So there's this anger of this person just abandoning you and just being this, and they were a scammer then, and they're a scammer now. So in some cases, that's not all for all, but it's waiting, and it's sort of like Sigh, and you were waiting for them to help you. So there's a sense of this person sort of a scammy, for good for nothing person who takes people's money. Yeah, who's pretended to be full of, like, they do the same thing. They pretend to be all full of love, all giving, all communal, but this is all just a facade. This is all facade, and they're just an emotional manipulator try to get what they want, money pulled out, and that's exactly, we've got some, you can see we've got some coins here, so money, and and then we've also got friends. Like they appearing, they pretend to be a friend, but they really have a knife behind their back. So see what else. Why else would they were your enemy in the past life? So I got three from the top in reverse. So the Wheel of Fortune, they took your fortune. I'm hearing in the past life, and they did that. They've done this too. Like they kind of get married for money, or they're sort of a scammer. Three of they scam away people's money with Three of Cups upright. They scam away people's money. They take it. They pretend to be all loving and good and sun-like, and then they take people's money and leave. That's what I'm getting. They take people's money and leave. They're not. They leave people with children that they aren't responsible for. Like they're not responsible, and they leave, and they're always trying to get. I'm getting. They're always trying to get. They're always trying to, yeah, Page of Pentacles. They're trying to get, like the pentacle, right, is money right here, but it's from a very, the page is the most immature of cards, but it's from a very immature place. So I'm hearing that this person caused you a very difficult life of sort of abandonment and suffering. Maybe you even needed to prostitute yourself to care for your child, and they just went around getting money and stealing from people but giving you nothing. So yeah, I get that they steal from other people and they give you nothing, and you met them again in this life in the moon, and it caused you great sadness. So when you meet this person, you may that you know them by the great sadness that you feel around them, the great sadness that you feel around this particular person. And let's see, I got three from the bottom of my. Okay, so I'm getting that hope is nature's way of enabling you to survive so that we can discover nature itself. So I'm hearing that hope, that in this life there's a sense of they took hope away from you in a past life. They took hope away from you. They took hope, what was left from you. They took your finances, and I hear they do that again and again. They take people's hope away from them by pretending to be the sun. By pretending to be the sun, like I said, but really being an emotional manipulator. And I'm hearing that they're almost not human. Like they just they've got such a diabolical psychological. That's what I'm getting. They have a diabolical psychological structure. Interesting. Sometimes I get these interesting turns of phrases when I'm doing these readings. That a diabolical psychological structure. Fascinating. Fascinating turn of phrase. But yeah, so I'm hearing that I hear the word hope comes up again. Do not lose hope. Just because you've had this very negative experience with this, it could be a lover in this life. Do not lose hope because of this emotionally damaged person. Do not lose hope. Know that there is good people. Just because you've met this person with a diabolical structure does not mean that all males or all females are like this. And I'm hearing, what's the energy you can use to? I get that you need to sort of cleanse this energy from your field. Judgment. So I'm hearing that. Um. Okay, I'm hearing that. Okay, the judgment card. I'm hearing almost like you need to have some sort of sound healing or emotional healing that, okay, I'm getting an indication sort of it takes all of the energy. It sort of sucks all the energy out of you from this person. That's what I see, and I see that it's sort of a sound healing or a spiritual healing that kind of sucks all the energy out of you is what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing is that it's sort of like some sort of spiritual, because a lot of times we can't have healing just on a physical level. We have to go into like a spiritual, energetic level. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm getting the star too. I'm getting the star is to get back your hope, because the star is very much. So that's what I'm getting. I'm getting that first you want to heal from this person, because I'm getting that it's important to heal from this person. First you want to get like some sort of energetic spiritual help that sucks the energy out of you, and then you can feel, and it's so important to feel that you're connected again to the cosmos, to feel like you're connected to hope. The story is about feeling such a sense of hope and connecting to the spirit. So whatever you can do, and here it's almost a physical energy, like you have to pull their cords to you, or energetic spirits that is it's stuck to you that to leave, and then you can get your hope again and just feel your connection to a star, to the universe. You want to get your reconnection, get the gunk out. You want to get the gunk. See, my cat's arriving at just the right time. Don't you agree? Don't you agree? My kitty cat agreeing that the most important thing is to um, and yeah, maybe the sort of a rock, a spiritual rock too, that helps, or some sort of rock. I think obsidian or something that helps you kind of release. I'm hearing also get a rock that sucks the energy, or go to a sort of a ceremony using like a spiritual rock or something. Sound maybe that kind of sucks the energy out of you in regards to this person. Then you can regain hope again. Okay, so that's all we've got for Pal 3. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Maybe give it a like, comment if it resonated. Maybe check out my other videos in the playlist section. See if I have other videos that are of interest to you. I've got videos on past lives, narcissists, karma, pets. I've got readings on. My cat often joins me for the reading. She just joined me for this ending point, but oftentimes she's there the entire time. And yeah, so that's what we've got for I get that out of the way so she doesn't steal it. So yeah, so that's what we've got for pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed that. Good luck with healing from this person. I always remember a lot. Most of the time when we have an issue with someone, there's a past life tentacle. So learn to figure out what that is to heal from it, because then you can, like you'll get a feeling. People are more intuitive than they think, and you just need to have this feeling of knowing, right? No, you just know, and then you figure out there's oftentimes a parallel from the past life, but and then you'll know what that is. You're intuitive, you can figure that out. But all right, bye bye.